Hello and welcome to another episode of Pony 411. This is episode 311 for the week of July 6th, 2021. I am Alca7raz and joining me as usual is Nemesis.
Hello.
Hello. This week has been warm.
Oh, this week hasn't actually been that warm. It was last weekend that was warm.
Yeah. Last weekend was
it's actually been
a bit warm.
Cooler than they've been predicting most of this week.
Yeah,
they're saying like
relief.
Tuesday's supposed to hit 90, only hit like 85, and they're like saying Wednesday was supposed to be like 80 and only hit like 74.
Yeah, which is a pleasant relief from the temperatures that we did hit on Monday, which ended up being higher than their initial predictions. Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, when they first predicted it was like 108, at least at our place, and then 110, 111. Yeah, and it got up there. It was not fun.
Hot. It was very hot.
It was very hot, and I didn't have AC yet. I have it now.
I got lucky and was able to get AC.
Yes.
I like literally put it off to the last second. Like, well, you put off more to the last second.
By one day.
Yeah, I just got lucky. I went and I found they had a batch of ACs that I guess were intended to be sold the next day, but I was there the night of, and well,
yep,
got one and brought it home and hooked it up, and relief.
Yeah, I didn't have AC. That was miserable.
I didn't turn on my main computer at all. Pretty much barely at all that weekend.
Oh yeah, my desktop
I was on my
completely
laptop
shut
pretty
down
much the entire weekend, just sitting there right next to the AC.
Yep. Yep. I didn't have AC, but I shut everything down. Desktop was off the entire weekend. But I have also servers that I had to shut down too because of.
It was hot.
It was very hot. Very, very hot. But I have AC now, so I'm happy. Anyway, we're not here to talk about temperatures of the weathers. We're here to talk about ponies. So stuff is starting to appear in the news.
Yep.
The merch is showing up now. G5 is getting closer, and yes, the news is happening again. So we've got a decent amount of news to talk about. We have a comic we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about an old Season 2 episode because we've almost got through all of those. We might as well finish that off, and we have a bit of fan content at the end. So let's just jump into this, like we normally do, into the news. And if you'd like to follow along with the news, and I recommend that you do, you can find our show notes at pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. Remember, that's spelled LIBSYN, so go there, click the link for this episode, and let's get into this. In convention news, TrotCon Online has announced Ellie Ray, Hennessy, and Raquel Belmont.
Yes.
Probably screwed up that first name. So yes, if you're doing the whole TrotCon Online thing, they will be doing their virtual whatever such.
Mm-hmm.
It's an online convention, so things are a little different then.
Yeah. 2 weeks from recording day.
Yep. In fandom news, Galaxy Land, which is...
It's not really fandom news.
It's not really. It's other. This is other.
This is I didn't know where to put it.
We don't know what other category. So Galaxy Land, which is a sort of Hasbro-owned indoor theme park in a mall at the Edmonton Mall.
Yeah, Edmonton, not Demonton, Seth.
Yeah, Edmonton Mall has updated the theming on some of their attractions with some updates here and added pony themes to some of their stuff. So
here's a rainbow dash ride.
Yep. And then the miniature Ferris wheel balloon with balloons has been slightly touched up paint and added cutie marks.
Huh.
In merchandise news, the embargo on G5 merch line has been lifted, and a ton of news, a ton of announcements on the toy lines have come out. Basically, I think the entire toy line for, I guess, this season of toys, has dropped. There is a bunch.
Brushable multi-packs, large brushables,
little toy figures. There's too many for us to list.
Accessories. Lots of accessories.
Yeah.
A weird blending of G4 and G5.
Yes, a weird one of those. And I think one that kind of stands out is a Sunny Star Scout brushable slapped on the nose of an ATV. A little mini, like, what do they call those? It's a little electric toy ATV, kids' toy ATV things. Yeah. Yep. So all of the toys.
All the toys, indeed. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah, the weird highlight definitely is the G4 G5 box set.
Yep, box set including both generations in one.
Yep. Although kind of in a pony lifestyle sort of thing, and
yeah,
also kind of looking a little off.
But yep, ton of toys. So if you're into that, make sure to check the link that we put in the show notes that you should be following to look at all of them. They're up on MLP merch website, so check those out. In comic news, iTunes has a preview for issue number 99 and 100. So if you like checking those out early, check them out. The retail incentive and cover B variants for issues 100 have been revealed. If you've been waiting to see what those look like before you pre-order them or whatnot, check them out. And it has been announced the main comic series is coming to an end. Issue 102 will be the last of the main comic line.
Mm-hmm.
They have announced, however, a 5-part miniseries called My Little Pony Generations that will show up out, but after that.
Yes.
Generations. So the ponies are going to figure out the nexus.
Right.
And well, I mean, it is dealing with, G1. That'll be funny. I wonder if there is going to be any references to the Star Trek movie.
Firefly's going to have a bridge dropped on her.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, so they're crossing over G1 and G4.
Yep. More crossovers.
Yep.
Why is it Generations happens to just be the title that they always use for that. Star Trek did it. Now we're doing it here. Sonic did it.
Because you're crossing multiple generations.
I know,
over.
but it's just like, it's so obvious. And everyone uses it. It starts to get kind of old.
It really gives you an idea what's going on real quick.
I know, but it's got to be something else. Anyway, we have a synopsis for the final issue 102. And it is: an oversized adventure caps off over 100 issues of pony fun. Don't miss this thrilling conclusion to the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic comic. The climactic battle of Season 10 ends here, with the Knights of Order attacking Equestria. Twilight Sparkle, Pinkie Pie, Applejack, Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, and Rarity must face a foe that seeks to take the elements of harmony. Good thing they have a lot of friends, old and new, upon whom they can rely.
I'm kind of expecting the comic to end, honestly, pretty soon. I mean, I don't know. I think some people had this idea they're going to keep doing the G4 comics when G5 was going, but it's like...
No, I think it's a lot. That was just wishful people. I think that was a lot of wishful thinking.
Yeah.
From people who
aren't
who can't let go and aren't enthused about G5 and the ending of G4 and want to stay in the nostalgic past.
Yeah, I was looking at the press release and stuff. It's pretty clear that they're going to continue the comics, but it's going to be G5.
Yeah.
Surprise.
The comics are selling fairly well.
I don't know. I've heard some of the numbers are kind of actually not that great.
Yeah, well, enough to keep going at least for now, and they're still doing the sub part. I don't know. Maybe that might be what they do, is they may not pull like a full 100 some odd series, and may just do like mini series.
Who knows?
A handful of mini series throughout that are based on G5. Who knows? There's a bunch of ways they can do it.
Pretty soon, a bunch of us will suddenly have complete collections of the entire run.
Yep. I wonder if they may do like a bigger complete collections, similar like the omnibuses, but bigger.
A massive collection.
Just the comic book. Just like
I'm just remembering they did those
one.
like the Calvin and Hobbes complete collection was these 2 massive hardcover books.
Yeah, that would be interesting if they did a My Little Pony the complete comic collection with all of them and all the mini series and such. That'd be kind of neat.
Probably be expensive though.
Oh yeah, very expensive. Because over 100 comics in just the main series plus all the mini series. Yeah, that would get expensive. Anyway, G5. A bunch of various G5 books, like activity books and sticker books and coloring books and whatnot, have popped up, which show off some interesting little things about the characters, little bios and the cutie marks and such like that.
And some screenshots from the movie.
Yep, with pictures and such.
Including what looks like it's probably going to be the setup for the whole thing, because we see a little Sunny.
Yes, because it shows, Sunny and Dad, I believe.
Her dad told her stories about, olden times, and all that stuff. The Guardians of Harmony and Twilight Sparkle and all of them. And,
that's where she gets her inspiration.
And again, Hitch is a cop, so
Hitch is a cop.
Cannot be trusted. Also, cutie mark. Or better look at the cutie marks and got a translation, I guess, of some stuff about them from that.
Yep, because some of the books are not in English. So, bunch of interesting information.
What was the other thing? Oh, right, there's names of places.
Yes,
that was a big one. Oh, where are they? It's scrolling.
Which book was that one in?
Coloring book. Maritime Bay, Bridlewood, Zephyr Heights. Oh no. He was successful in the end.
Oh no.
No! This cannot be!
Zephyr is not an uncommon name.
Unless. Boy, that would be funny if it was, our founder, there's a statue of Zephyr. No! No!
Anyway. Yes. Like I said, a bunch of books. Check them out if you want some information. It's not really spoilery, but yeah.
Well, this is considered any details spoilery.
Yeah, well, too late for that. Moving on, looks like Alan Schumacher and Michael Maher appear to be composers for the upcoming movie. Whether that will be extended to the series or not, most likely will be, but I don't know. They just list the movie as in their portfolios and such.
Mm-hmm.
And a video has popped up, an official video, which showcases the main cast voice actors talking about their roles. So, yes, it does reveal who the main cast is.
With some small snippets from the movie.
Yes, and includes little video snippets from the movie. So, that's quite interesting to check out. And, speaking of the cast, a non-video version revealing pretty much the entire cast of the movie has been released, including background characters, not just the main ones.
Little character cards.
Yep, character cards talking about the characters and who's voicing them.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Kimiko Glenn is Izzy Moonbow.
Woo.
Sophia Carson as Pip Petals, Princess Pip Petals, the pop star. Phil Lamar.
Yay!
Phil Lamar as Alpha Biddle. Then we have Ken Jeong as Sprout, Little Red Stallion.
Yep.
James Marsden is voicing Hitch Trailblazer. And like everyone says, from so many years of playing alongside animated furry characters, you finally got to be one. Elizabeth Perkins as Phyllis. I wonder if that's Sunny's mom.
No idea. I see a little thing on it that looks like
has a press badge or something, but
press badge or work badge or something.
The style going on here with the glasses and the big poofy hair and the pearl necklace.
Also stonks.
Yes, and the cutie mark of stonks. But the hairstyle is like 50s and whatnot going on
secretary.
There. Yeah. Vanessa Hudgens is voicing Sunny Star Scout. Jane Krakowski as Queen Haven.
Yep. I'm guessing that's
Queen. She must be evil.
No, she's probably just Pip and Zip's mom.
Yeah. But it's Queen, so it has to be evil, right? Right? Them's the rules.
Yeah.
Lisa Koshy as Zipstorm, or Kashi. Don't know how to pronounce that one.
Yeah.
Michael McKean as Argyle, which I think that's actually Dad.
I don't know, maybe that is.
I think that's Dad.
It probably is Dad. I don't know, yeah. Yeah, I see that Twilight Sparkle medallion thing.
Yeah. Yep, so that looks like the main cast and plus extras. Yes. And the last little bit of news, sort of, I can't really talk much about it because apparently a toy has appeared and I have not looked at it because apparently it is very, very potentially very spoilery.
Yes, it's basically something that could be a major plot point in the movie, and yeah.
Yes, and because of that, I have personally avoided it because minor little character bios I don't really consider big spoilers, but something like that I do, and I don't want to be that spoiled.
Yeah, so it could be a big thing, and yeah.
So yes, just know the link to it. We'll have it in the show notes, and it will be marked as careful spoilery, so you'll know whether
Truth
you
is
might
out
be able
there.
to click it. So that's the news. And moving on, we do have a comic to talk about. So go ahead and take it away.
No.
Well, okay, I guess not. Sure, I guess. It's your section and it's Transformers.
Anyway, yeah, so yeah, new comic, My Little Pony Transformers, The Magic of Cybertron #3 has come out recently, and yes, let's see, the usual thing. You got, once again, 2 stories. You got Sick Beats and The Beauty of Cybertron with Tony Fleece doing the first one, and let's see, writer and artist this time, Tony Fleece. Colors, Tony Fleece. Wow, he did a lot of work on that one. And let's see, Flats, Lauren Perry, Fletter, and Jake M. Wood. Beauty of Cybertron was written by James Asmus. Okay, that's the Transformers writer. Artist Priscilla Tramontano. And colors with Luis Antonio Delgado. And letterer is Neil Uitake. Yeah, the first story is all Octavia and Vinyl are kind of like on Cybertron, just hanging out with each other and while trying to figure out how to help. And then they meet up with the young 6 who are kind of just wound up here. And then now we got to protect the students. And oh no, Soundwave is going to capture them to get the magic. And then they have to work together because they get trapped. And yeah. And so Vinyl and Soundwave and Octavia because,
Because the musicians.
Got to get music and sound and, And Soundwave has to agree to more or less a truce because the things may not be going so well for him, turns out.
Yep.
And then you got a whole bunch of, of Sombra's, I guess, hypnotized minions going around doing stuff. And then you got Ratchet and Rarity hanging out. And then they wind up meeting up with Knockout, who's a Decepticon and also very stylish, by the way. And I was very excited for the fact that Rarity and Knockout finally meet because they would be the kind of characters to get along.
Yep.
Because Knockout came from Transformers Prime, and yeah, they wind up having to work together because they're gonna do some stuff. And then Knockout shows him around Cybertron because he doesn't want Rarity to think that Cybertron's this dull, so he wants to show her all the cool bits. And then they wind up seeing his friend Breakdown
partner.
Yeah, his partner his friend.
They literally say partner.
I know, but then later they say friend too.
Yeah,
so I'm just saying. And they managed to save
best friends.
Yeah, they managed to wind up saving Knockout after some or Breakdown after some stuff, and and now then we got a little teaser for the final issue. Okay, yeah. So I think a lot of people are going to be like, oh wow, particularly I think within this fandom are going to be more enamored with the first one.
I think the second one felt better.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people are going to wind up being enamored with the first one because, oh wow, it's Vinyl and Soundwave and Octavia. It's just great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's great.
But I think the second one hits a little better because I remember I watched Transformers Prime, which is where Knockout and Breakdown are from, right? And people did kind of pick up, a vibe from the two of them. Like, possibly the two of them were gay. And this comic kind of more or less somewhat confirming that vibe is real nice. Also, yeah, Knockout in the Prime show was very much he liked looking good. He was a very much into aesthetic thing. He basically made jokes about him and Rarity meeting up way back in the early days of the fandom when Prime was still airing. So the fact that they finally get to meet up is pretty great. Also, Ratchet. It's weird. Ratchet here is kind of a grumpier version of Ratchet that's in the later, newer media versus the original Ratchet, who's a little different. But so yeah, grumpy old Ratchet and Rarity having to work together and stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
But the only thing here I would say is you can kind of tell this is the artist again much more used to Transformers than Ponies because Rarity sometimes looks a little off.
Yeah, Rarity does look a little off at times.
But sometimes I've noticed Ratchet's vehicle mode was like a little too simplistic in my opinion. But I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's a fun time. Rarity and Knockout do, in fact, have a good chemistry, I guess.
Yes, they
so
have
fun.
Decent chemistry.
It's fun, and it's nice little references here and there, and I'm still having fun reading these.
Yep, it was pretty good. Yeah, I think the first one has a lot of references, but I think a little bit more messy.
Yeah,
than the other
Yona
one,
in it, though.
But yeah, both great.
Yeah. But the thing over there is also the guys what was it? Soundwave saying, calling Gallus a buffalo and Yona's the buffalo. Yona's a yak. Not you the whole thing.
The whole thing. Yep.
Don't taunt the giant robot.
And they brought out the base cannon, which is a fandom reference.
It's one of those weird things where it's kind of muddied and lately anymore.
The platform that they brought out was the one from episode 100 that was also in the big collector's statue that they made, but I think the term base cannon was only ever used in fandom with the old no whacking thing.
Also, we did one other thing I did like, that was the opening blurb. Cybertron or Sombertron or whatever we're calling it.
It's great when it doesn't really take itself all that seriously.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. I'm glad they're still doing that. Of just don't take it seriously, guys. Just don't take it seriously. It's not worth taking seriously.
It's better when you don't.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess that's enough of that. I'm going to move on to the main topic. We went back and watched another old season 2 episode. Rewatched, I guess. And we're going to talk about it because we haven't ever talked about it. And this time it's Ponyville Confidential. Yeah. Quick synopsis. CMC are still trying to figure out their cutie mark thing, and Apple Bloom gives the idea about newspaper, and they go to work for the Full Free Press, which is the school's newspaper. Diamond Tiara ends up becoming the editor-in-chief and runs it like an iron fist. They end up creating a gossip panel, and it ends up going badly, and they learn a lesson. Yeah. I think it was actually pretty enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I still think it holds up. For a CMC episode, I know, especially in the beginning, they were hit and miss at times.
Either hit or you miss.
Guess you never miss, huh? But this one actually was a pretty good one. There was a lot of funny little jokes and such here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Constant little things that we've referenced as a fandom.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, it's a newspaper, so there's like Spider-Man reference.
Of course, constant. I need pictures. Pictures of Spider-Man.
Pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah. I remember at the time thinking this was definitely one of the better, actually at the time I think considered it the best CMC episode. Again, at the time, this was in season 2. This was
it wasn't
back in 2012 actually, early 2012 when this first aired. And yeah, so at the time I considered it one of the best ones, because I mean earlier we got probably the worst one, which is the cutie pox. Everything. Yeah, it was I still think it's a really fun episode. I think it worked pretty well. It was Diamond Tiara was very clearly a villain in this one, although
antagonist.
Well, towards the end, she's definitely a villain with the blackmail and everything.
With the blackmail
behavior. I mean, but early on, it actually was kind of like, I just want to make the newspaper great, which, well, of course, her motivation was for me to look good, but hey, she's still trying to do something, so there's that. She wasn't actually necessarily bad, although she rejected the kind of stories you would see in a school newspaper, because school newspapers tend to be very light.
Yeah.
It's in part because, well, the faculty will not let you do anything hard-hitting, because some of that hard-hitting stuff might come back and bite them, and they really don't want that.
Yep, because remember, the school news things do reflect upon the whole school, including the staff.
Yep. That's the whole thing there, is that Diamond Tiara goes, of course, once again, gets drunk with power, and then forces... And she's actually somewhat, well, not, I won't say nice, but not actively antagonizing the CMC initially until, well, she does, when they go, no, we don't want to do this anymore because it makes us feel bad.
Yeah, I think that was one of the more interesting things about this one, is Diamond Tiara and how she started out not being directly against the CMC, which was unusual, because that's like the whole thing between Silver Spoon and Diamond Tiara is just that they constantly exist to antagonize the CMC.
Heck, I mean, she even complimented the CMC at some point.
Yeah.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, it still works as a thing. It's just interesting because she's still kind of power hungry, and all that
she's
stuff.
still Diamond Tiara, but
And of course, Charity's just kind of just letting this all happen for a while.
Yep.
Like, not really paying attention, are you?
Yeah, she's only there as an advisory position. Of course, she's not doing much advising.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a weird thing. It's like, also in the beginning, just Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle just completely misinterpreting Apple Bloom. Just, newspaper, what? Oh, I guess we'll use it. No,
That's not what
right
we
for
meant.
the newspaper. Right for the newspaper. Come on.
Come on now, we'll be journalism. It's about ethics.
Ethics.
And pony
It's about
journalism.
ethics and harassing women. I mean, what?
Wait, what?
Oops, you accidentally took the mask off for a second. Oopsie.
Oops.
Yeah.
We haven't done that before.
So yeah, that's a lot of. This is also where a lot of the stuff. I think this is the one of the second. This is like the second confirmation that Celestia really likes cake.
Yep.
Cake Lestia.
Cake Lestia, because it was has one of the most commonly reused pictures with Celestia eating cake.
Yep. Let her eat cake.
Let her eat cake. Antoinette.
So yeah, that's that one thing. Just her messily eating cake, and then oh crap, someone's taking my photo.
Yep.
To
Yep.
the dungeon, Featherweight.
1,000 years dungeon.
Yeah, another thing, Featherweight is the photographer in this. And
Yep. I don't know if that was the introduction of Featherweight.
I want to say it was. I don't think he was really. If he was very briefly in the background. But this is pretty much, I think, the first time he was, at least the first time he was named, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah, so Featherweight pops. That's the very beginning of it. Is pops up and they're complaining that Featherweight just got his kitty mark.
Which was a feather. Shock.
Shocker.
Which then so what is his talent? Is it literally just being lightweight?
He has a talent for being lanky.
Okay. That sure is not a talent.
Don't question cutie marks.
Do
That's
not question. Do not ask questions.
do not ask
Just
questions.
consume product.
Exactly. And get excited for next product.
The Featherweight didn't have product, I don't think.
I think. Are you certain Featherweight's never shown up in product?
I don't know.
I think
He might have shown up in one of those weird little miniatures they did for a while. Those miniature
Yeah,
playsets.
I think that's it. He's never had a really major one, but
Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, beyond that, it's just any which way. Like,
yeah. Apparently he's really good at taking photos in secret, though.
yep, really good at that, including of the CMC, which is how they got blackmailed into doing stuff, despite the fact they didn't want to do stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no. So yeah, the whole thing about this is just CMC learning a lesson in respecting people's privacy.
Yeah, because the whole thing, they did the whole gossip column, and initially it was just kind of stuff like, oh hey look, Snips and Snails got bubble gum stuck to themselves and whatnot, and
Gum on their bum.
yeah, gum on the bum. But then they start kind of poking their noses into very private things, and they start outright lying.
Yep.
And
Fabricating stories.
then people will turn on them because, well, why should I talk to you ever?
If
You're just gonna make up crap about me, make me look bad.
Yep. Fluttershy has tail extensions.
And some of the reactions, like her, just kind of
sinks. Pinkie Pie is a out of control party animal.
Yeah, it's true. That one was true, though.
That one is true.
That was very much true. Yep. Yeah, this one was indeed his first appearance.
Of Featherweight?
Yeah, Featherweight was definitely his first appearance was this episode. He appeared a couple more times in later seasons, but yeah, this was very much his first appearance. And according to Emmy Larson, he said originally his name was Milk Toast.
Milk Toast.
And he was the little brother of the previous free press editor-in-chief, Namby-Pamby.
Namby-Pamby. That was one of the first big jokes too.
Yep. No,
It was a great play on words too.
Yeah.
None of those Namby-Pamby stories, but Namby-Pamby was a great editor.
I wouldn't call that a play on words, but definitely.
It wasn't play on words, but it was still a great joke.
Yeah, it was a good joke. Because it's like, oh, take a common phrase, and once again, it's a pony name.
Yeah. And it works because horses have weird names.
Yep. It's that special week.
Special. Uma Masumi.
Yep. Umasumi. Or Cold Ship.
Hoof-hearted.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I think it's a competition now when it comes to horse racing to find the weirdest names. Come up with the weird.
Of course, horse racing is a competition.
It's two competitions. One's the race, and one's to try and trick the announcers into saying really weird, funny things.
Exactly. Well, winner is the person who can make the announcer kind of have to stop and try not to laugh.
Yep. Because they get really good at that. Just saying it straight. Yeah. I guess really this episode is about ethics.
Yeah. I mean, technically, yes, it is.
It is technically about ethics.
I mean, and the funny thing was, it's also just like, of course, Rarity is like, oh, it's fine. No big
it's fine. It's just a little gossip.
No big deal.
Never
Until,
hurt
of course,
anyone.
she found she was in the paper, then I'll destroy her.
Yep.
Because this is also the episode where Rarity's holding the newspaper, and you're just kind of just looking at everyone. That's kind of that look.
Yep.
The people who kind of use the thing with Tommy Lee Jones from what was that?
I can see the image in my head, but I don't know where it was from.
The movie was The Fugitive. No, was that The Fugitive or was that the sequel?
I don't know.
The Fugitive one had Harrison Ford.
The
second one had the other guy, and
he's like a deputy or a sheriff or something.
Yeah.
He's wearing a uniform. He's just
can't
kind
remember if it was The Fugitive or the second one.
That look of unamusement.
While holding the newspaper.
While
Yeah, exactly the same sort of thing. People are like, "Oh my god, it's that look."
Yep.
I don't care.
Yep. There's so many. This was chock full of so many exploitable scenes for memes. And we did it.
One great joke I loved was the no one takes the full Free Press seriously. Cue that one kid who's wearing a fez and glasses while reading it. Huh?
What? And then after that, he was the same one who kind of cheered.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that stuff.
Yep. Just little visual gags and things like that. It was just full of it.
Mm-hmm.
M.A. Larson wrote this one.
Yep.
I think you mentioned that sort of.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
It's it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. They're just them having to learn that. Oh yeah, surprise! Printing everyone's secrets and then lying about them as well is going to make everyone turn on you, and also makes it so people don't trust the newspaper anymore.
Yeah.
Surprised people were willing to actually read their column after all that, and after for their apology column, because that's how they got out of it. Was, well, okay, fine, we'll just reveal who we are anyway.
Yep. Because Diamond Tiara did the stupid thing of not actually checking before printing it.
Yep. Because
she was just wanting to get something out.
Because she tried to blackmail them with the pictures of them when they first tried to do their initial stories where they did embarrassing things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, of course, because Featherweight documented everything.
Everything.
Big Brother is watching.
Everyone. Yeah, like I said, Featherweight's apparently really good at taking secretive photos.
Oh yeah, one thing that was great was the Sweetie Belle's, stopping Rarity's magic by smacking her horn.
Yep, and then her squeaks.
Squeaky Bell returns.
Squeaky Bell returns.
That's what it was. Truffle Shuffle is the name of the pony with the
fez
and everything.
Truffle Shuffle.
Yep, forgot. I think that was a fan name initially, but then
I think it may have been.
Yep. And the thing was he wasn't ever named the series, but he was just naming other things too.
It was a good episode. It really was. I think it holds up over time.
Well, it absolutely does. It's still, I think at the time I thought it was one of the better episodes of season 2, and I still think that's the case. It's just a really fun episode, and one of the, I guess at the time, the best CMC episode, and still I think it's still a strong CMC episode overall.
Yeah.
And nowadays, and I struggle to find any real issues I have with it. I can't really think of much.
Yeah, I don't think there is any major problems.
Yeah, it was just a really entertaining one. There's also the whole spa scene. Dashing her hooves.
Right, that one, that whole thing. I think people slightly misinterpret that.
Sensitive hooves.
A bit. Because she gets out of it by saying, I don't like other ponies touching my hooves. Yeah. But I think a lot of people took that literally when it was an excuse to not get the whole spa treatment.
Too girly.
Because her image.
But my image.
She was worried about her image. She even said that.
Yep.
And then we saw why. So it wasn't actually about ponies touching her hooves. It's her image. And that was just an excuse.
Yep.
But I think people just take it too literally.
Yeah, and I've noticed this fandom has a hard time with this interpretation sometimes.
I think a lot of that is some people just literally have problems with that. That is actually a thing.
Yeah.
Same with not understanding sarcasm.
Yeah, but I'm just noticing this fandom sometimes cannot seem to interpret episodes very well.
Interpreting episodes, taking things too literally, not understanding subtext.
Or just blatantly just seeing something on screen that's pretty obvious and then somehow
missing it
completely
entirely.
not seeing
You
it.
mean like the entire right wings?
Yeah, them. But also the thing was like, Celestia turned Twilight into an alicorn. No, she didn't.
That one's a bit more subtle.
It's not really that subtle.
But yeah, if you really watch that, you see it's not her doing it.
Yep,
but
it's not Celestia's magic. It's Twilight's magic coming out of Twilight and turning into an
not
alicorn.
coming out of her horn.
Yeah, and it's like
yeah.
It's one of those things. It's like
yeah.
Dash probably doesn't have sensitive hooves.
Dash probably did not have sensitive hooves. It was just an excuse that she came up with to try and protect her image.
Yep.
And it didn't work because Featherweight was there anyway.
And then she starts going to spot her on anyway, too.
Yep. And then we find out she does like going. Yeah.
No, shut up, though.
Who knows? Maybe this may have been the first. She made her curious that later on she found she liked going.
Oh, no.
Let people like things like that. It doesn't matter. Anyone who would mar you or think lesser of you for something like that or anything similar is not worth listening to.
Don't worry, Dash. I don't think less of you for this. I already don't like you.
That's for you. That's just because you have no good taste.
I have great taste. My taste is impeccable.
Anyway, I think that's all at the moment. Unless I get reminded of something, that's all I can say.
I got nothing else.
Yeah, like I said, it's a good episode. I can't find any major flaws in it.
DimeTR got covered in ink, though.
That was great.
You're come up as soon as you get demoted.
That reminded me of the weird equipment that they have, the two buttons on their keyboard.
2 key typewriters.
So everything is in binary.
Yep. Ponies are robots confirmed.
Yes. Sweetie Belle fits in quite well.
Well, I think someone tried to come up with the idea like the little keys are actually these multi-piece keys that they can roll their hooves around.
Okay, it's like similar to if you've ever used Steam Big Picture, how they built a keyboard that can be used with thumbsticks.
Yeah.
I've also seen like sort of a keyboard. It was like 2 big discs that works in a similar way. You push them in different directions, and there's like a ring of letters around each disc that you use, and you push them in that direction to select all the different keys.
Of course, the animation, because everyone's typewriter, so they just tap, 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 tap with their hooves.
So it's just 2 big buttons.
Somehow that works.
And like I said, it's all in binary. The things you have to do with hooves. At least they didn't split their hooves into multiple pieces. Like that one generation.
It's like a Ghost in the Shell.
Oh. Yep, robot hands that their hands and fingers split into like hundreds of little spindly things to hit keys. Yeah.
Imagine that.
Out of a hoof.
Yes, exactly. A hoof just
I was
splitting
thinking
up
the earlier generations were like split them in half and use them. Yeah. Anyway.
It's cool when it's robots. It's creepy when it's actual flesh. Or hooves.
Yeah, hooves. It's
which are just really
it's fingernail
thick
material. It's the same protein. It's hair.
It's just real thick fingernails. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's which is the same material. If I remember correctly, it's the same material as your hair.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Just thicker.
That's why it just keeps growing. It's just in a different form. Anyway, enough random trivia about things. I can keep going.
And creepy visual hit images in your head.
Yep. I'm trying not to talk about sharks. Let's keep going before I start talking about sharks. I guess that's that for the main one. We do have fan content.
Yep.
So I have 3 songs that have come out in I guess the past month.
One I was pretty much like, yeah, and of course he's going to feature. There's no way he won't feature it.
Yes, there's one in there that there's one in there that it's going to be obvious. Anyway, 3 songs that have come out recently that I want to feature. And starting off is Lexie's Cosmos Love. It's cheerful, poppy, happy. It's just a really fun, nice song. It is also Lexie's debut song. Lexie's been an artist in the fandom, draws really good art, really cute art, and this is one of their first debut songs. They've done a few more, and they're all really good. I'm really happy to listen to this.
That's what I call a hard bounce.
Hard bounce.
hard bouncy song, but it's hard to bounce, you know?
Yep.
And I'm not sure if was that vocal chopping or just...
It's vocal chopping, but
Okay.
it's Japanese, if I remember correctly. It
Okay.
might,
Sounded-
don't quote me on this one, but it might be vocal chopping from the Japanese Twilight voice actor.
Okay. I wasn't sure, because sometimes it sounds like vocal chopping, other times it's like, okay, there might actually be actual words here.
Yeah, I think it's Japanese vocal chops.
Okay.
And it might, again, I don't know for certain, it might be the Japanese.
I figured it was Japanese. I heard like that sounds like a Japanese word there.
I think Lexie is
Okay, makes sense.
Japanese artist. It's good. So the next one, it's a bit interesting. It is d.notive remix of Archie, Chasing the Sunrise. This song is off of a Remix War album, which is from a very old thing. So a bunch of old and somewhat newer musicians are remixing other musicians' songs, except it's old classic fandom songs.
Right.
Because this is an old thing that they used to do a lot. There's an old Archie song, except it's d.notive doing it, so it's synthwave. And it's good. If you like synthwave, it's great. And the video is just the stereotypical synthwave purple grid with the blue poly mountain wireframe mountains and the gradient sun with the lines taken out of the bottom. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, good synth. Lots of that. There's some part later on about halfway through the song, so it's like you got a guitar comes in, but it's like a more 70s style guitar. It's kind of interesting, that one. So it's like, okay, we got some 80s synth, and then we got some 70s guitar, and then we also got some saxophone, which the saxophone itself is actually very 80s style, but is usually not paired with synthwave like that.
Yeah, but I think it works.
It works. It's just kind of interesting. Although, yeah, there's this weird, like, okay, mostly 80s and then random 70s guitar. Okay, sure.
Yep, but it worked. And that brings us to the final song I wanted to feature, and I would actually be surprised if you haven't heard it already.
I didn't listen to it until after this point because I knew you were going to feature it.
Because, yeah, with all the hype surrounding it and stuff, you know. Yeah, so it is Vylet Pony's ANTONYMPH.
I messaged some bounty over Tumblr last night. She said, Roar X3, so it's true love at first sight. Throw out my candy bracelets, now I'm headed to class. I'm still 20%, so get your head out your ass. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I'm falling in love again. Don't stop until you hear
This song
Do you miss the early 2000s?
This song is a love letter to nostalgia of our generation, basically.
I'm more nostalgic to the 90s, but sure.
Yeah. But it is hyperpop, I guess is what you could call it. Hyperpop-esque. It is just all about embracing what you love, and to hell with anyone if they think it's cringe.
Yeah.
It remember all the great times and all those fun things from back then.
X3.
Yeah. Newgrounds and
Yeah, also random.
It is such a good song. It's so much fun. The message on it is amazing, and I would highly recommend watching it on YouTube with the video that goes along with it, because the visuals are so good.
Oh, hello, Windows Movie Maker.
Exactly.
How are you doing?
Yeah, it's so many things like that and variations of old memes, and it's just, it all works so well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great song. I don't know what else to say about it. It's a great song. It does give you a trip back to the early mid 2000s. There's a lot there. It's like, yeah, I remember doing that.
Yep.
I remember that stuff. I remember this was how like half the videos on YouTube at the time were started with this. Of course, again, a lot of the stuff that's nostalgic for, YouTube didn't exist yet.
Yep.
Just remember that,
Remember
getting
Google
on
Video?
MSN or AIM or whatever.
Yeah, or Google Video, the precursor.
Yeah. Well, that was a weird thing.
That was
Google
a
Video
weird one.
existed, and then YouTube popped up, and then YouTube blew up, and then Google bought YouTube and killed Google Video.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do.
Yep.
Yeah, all that stuff. Just that weird point in time where a lot of us were getting into our teenage years and our generation and whatnot.
Yep. We're getting into our teenage years, so we had all the teenage sensibilities at the same time,
And then
that the internet
was becoming
was
a big thing.
a big thing and becoming commonplace
Yeah.
and easily accessible for
late 90s or 2000s
yeah.
when the widespread adoption of the internet.
yeah.
And then in the early mid 2000s, that's when people started getting broadband, and that's when people could start streaming video, like from YouTube, although 480p, but still,
Yeah.
it was kind of impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. It was lightning in a bottle, really.
And you could still go on forums.
Yeah,
Because
remember
they still
forums?
existed. They still existed.
Some of them
You
still
didn't have
do,
to
but it's
you
just
didn't
like,
have to wait. You didn't have to sit there and wait for some random Nazi to show up in your mentions or something. No, you just talked to them, and some Nazi showed up. They got banned within 3 hours, if not faster.
depending on the forum.
Yeah. Well,
Some of the
for
really
most of
big
us-
forums.
Of course, that's at the time. The other thing was like a lot of us were making these kind of jokes because we were just dumb teenagers.
Yep.
We were joking, and all of us were just joking because we were edgy teenagers. And then some of them went, "Well, I don't want to joke about it anymore. I want to be serious about it." It's like, oh,
Uh-oh. Yep.
hey,
Yep.
unrelated time, but also memes.
Memes.
Really,
Just
really
the-
earliest memes.
Meme explosion.
All your base.
All your base. God.
Yep.
Good times. That's what it is. It's just embrace the things you love.
Badger.
They reference
Yeah,
Badger
exactly.
too. I could
And of course,
gush about
and
about
Invader
this
Zim.
song. Yep.
And going to Hot Topic and buying Invader Zim stuff.
Hot Topic, yeah.
Or of course, as we also a little thing, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
That was the little thing on there. She had a little Jack Skellington little pin on her bag.
Yeah. Invader Zim. Because Fluttershy in this is the Fluttershy
Yep.
wearing a
Fluttershy.
Gers outfit.
Yep.
It's so good. That song, plus a bunch of other really good ones, are coming up on Violet Pony's next album,
Mm-hmm.
which is Cutie Marks. And there's a few other songs that have released out of that as well, and they're really good. It will also have a song that we featured earlier. The Lesbian Ponies with Weapons will also be on that too, which is an amazing song. Anyway, that's the music. How about fanfics?
Fanfics. Okay, a couple things. First, update. Clear Skies got 2 new chapters over the last month. See, I'm trying to remember. It's, heat fried my brain. I don't remember what I actually read.
They found it.
Right, oh yeah, they found it. They found it. That was one thing. Well, Yeah, they talked to some. Oh, they're talking to the airship people.
The
took
tour
them out
the
there.
tour guide. The
They
people
wound
taking
up
them
there. Yeah, they finally go out there, and then they kind of oh crap, there's the thing. That's the thing. We found it. Oh no. And then the new mystery stuff a little bit about it too, because like, hey, wait a minute, how's this here?
Yep.
So there's that. Anyway, then there's the fic I want to feature. It's called Falling in Love Again. It's by AFanaticRabbit. And it's a little 1,800 words long, and it's part of the Pride and Positivity event. If you can probably guess what that's about, because what last month was. But if you remember, because all the rainbows are now gone, because, well,
July 1st, got to get rid of them all.
Yep, suck them up just like the vacuum. But yeah, this is about Twilight and Rarity, and just kind of Twilight kind of thinking about who she is and everything, and her, and Rarity and all that stuff, and how, you know what? Things are pretty good.
Things are actually pretty good.
So yeah, that's the thing, and just, a couple little things here and there, but yeah, it's a nice little fic. There's nothing super in depth. It's pretty obvious what's going on with it. I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's kind of obvious, particularly between the picture and just the text and everything. Although some people apparently had a bit of a hard time figuring that out. And of course, you got the usual trolls just downvoting everything because how dare you put politics in my ponies.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But anyway, I really enjoyed this one.
Yep. It was good. Nice, quick read. It's fluff, but it's good fluff. It's nice, heartwarming. It's nice. Sometimes that's all you need is a little bit of fluff.
Indeed. It's a nice bit of fluff with Rarity and Twilight and some, I guess, a little bit of existential stuff as well. But it's just very nice and uplifting. It kind of has one little silly joke that kind of can make some people go, oh no. But then, oh, Twilight. Oh, you.
When you get to the point where you can actually make a joke like that.
Yep.
It's one of those, yeah, I'm okay.
Yep. Everything's fine.
Yep. Anyway, if that's all fanfic,
yep,
that's the end of this episode. So, I hope you liked what you heard. If you did, you can find all of our episodes, past, future, present, at pony411.libsyn.com. So, yes, go there. Check them all out. There's an RSS feed you can subscribe to, I believe. Still there. For people that actually use RSS feeds still. I wish that stuck around longer. But you can also find us on a bunch of other places that are linked on the Libsyn site. There are places like Deezer and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and Stitcher. You can also go to any of those places and just search for Pony411. You can find us. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/Pony411. So go there, subscribe, click that bell icon, and smash those like buttons. And and make sure to leave a comment if you want.
Don't worry, I'll hurt him for that.
I hurt myself just saying it.
I'll hurt him more.
It hurts. Yeah, so comment on the videos if you want to. We will read those. You can also find us on Ponyville Live, as long as that website still exists. It's in a weird spot. But we also air on Ponyville FM every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, so tune in then to hear us. Or tune in at any other time, because it's a great place to listen to fandom music and live DJs and such, so check them out. If you would like to get a hold of us, you can email us. We are pony411podcast@gmail.com. Send us comments, criticisms, suggestions, and such. Tell us what you thought about this episode, both the podcast episode and the pony episode. Were we on the mark? Or did we miss something?
On the cutie mark, more like.
So yes, if you have something you want us to talk about, send us something and we'll check it out. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/pony411. Go like us there. Messages happen when we upload and such like that. It's Facebook. We're also on Twitter at pony411. Follow us there, tweet us there. Great place to just say hi and watch the dumpster fire that is Twitter. You can also contact us on our personal Twitter accounts. I am at Alca7raz with a 7 instead of a T and an underscore at the end, and she is at Nemesis Prime 1. So go follow us there, see us tweet something. You tweet Transformers, and I barely ever tweet anything.
And also crying over fictional characters.
Crying over fictional characters.
Because I finally finished DDLC Plus last night.
Ah.
I stayed up too late because I was like, I got, absorbed into, oh crap.
Of course you did.
And then I cried because that's how they get you this time. They basically, now it's psychological horror, and they just blindside you with emotions.
Oh. What just popped up?
Monica Nendoroid. It's happening. They announced it.
Really?
I just saw it on Twitter. Dan Salvato retweeted it.
Well, there you go. It happened.
Hope they do the whole set. I need Yuri.
Of course you do. You gotta have your knife wife, right?
Yeah, nice wife.
Well, speaking of Nendo, Gura.
Yeah, Gura.
Gura Nendo. Gonna have to get the shark.
Where's 3-4?
What happened to 3 and 4? It's 1 to 5. 1, 2, 5. Gura. That would be better topic for our other podcast, which you should check out. If you like anime stuff, we do have another podcast where we talk about anime, new to Weeaboo, so go check that out. Anyway, I guess that's enough rambling. End of the episode. Hope you liked what you heard. Hope you tune in next month.
Yep.
Where we'll talk about something else. Probably another season
2 episode.
Because I think now after this one,
before
2 more.
And we got 2 more. We're going to get those finished before G5, which is getting closer and closer.
It's happening. It's approaching. So yes. Until then, though, please pony responsibly. See ya.
Bye.